Let's go over the top 10 point guards to target in your Yahoo head-to-head category drafts coming up next on Beat the Odds. Don't go anywhere. Hello sports fans and welcome back to another episode of Beat the Odds. I've got my top 10 point guards to draft in head-to-head category leagues. If you like the sound of that, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that way you don't miss an episode. I will be posting valuable fantasy basketball content all season long. Do you have a burning fantasy basketball question that you want an expert to answer? Ask me on Q. Go to askmeonq.com/beattheodds-NBA, submit your question, and I will give you a personal audio response right to your email. You can even send me screenshots of your team so that way I can use that in my review. It's super easy to do and it's a great way to get fantasy basketball advice while also supporting this channel. Now let's dive right into the list here. At number 10 we have Deonte Murray. Now what will that move to New Orleans bring for Dejounte? I expect that he's going to take a step back in scoring as the Pelicans lineup is flush with offensive talent. Opposing teams are going to have a hard time running their offense with the amount of length and speed that the Pelicans have throughout their lineup as well. But I do think that we're going to see an increase in efficiency and playmaking, which should offset the dip in scoring here for Murray. Let's go to number 9. We have Damian Lillard. Now, I'm quite excited to see what type of encore we're going to see from Lillard this season, as he notably underperformed in his first season with Giannis and the Bucks. Lillard has never been an elite shooter with a career field goal percentage of 43.8, but given the amount of attention that Giannis commands, Lillard should be able to make better use of more open looks this season. A healthy Middleton in the lineup is going to help too. Let's go to number 8. We have Jaylen Brunson. Brunson is going to have a healthy cast to begin the season, so I wouldn't expect him to approach 30 points per night like he was doing last year. He will have a lot of scoring around him, notably Mikal Bridges and Julius Randle, along with one of the best benches in the league. I might be happy to have someone overpay for his services during the draft, only to get him in a trade possibly later in the year. To number 7 we go. We have Tyrese Maxiell. Maxey has paired incredibly well with Joel Embiid, leading him to win the most improved player last season. He will be flanked by Paul George this season, which will take a little bit of pressure off of Maxey and should result in a field goal percentage north of 45%. Given that Maxey isn't a true point guard, he profiles more like a shooting guard, and he would do well in fantasy with another guard focused on piling up assists. Moving on, we have Ja Morant. Now, what are we going to expect from Ja? Hopefully no more drama. His stardom has faded with his suspension and subsequent absence from the team to recover from his shoulder injury. With the team back to full strength now, we should see Ja back to his high-flying ways. He did address some of his concerns in his brief appearance last year. He shot over 80% from the line while knocking a career-high 1.6 three-pointers last season. To number 5 we go. We have Steph Curry. Curry should top the league in three-point percentage and being amongst its leaders in free throw percentage as well, but he'll be hard-pressed to return first-round value entering his age 37 season. He's not going to be on the court for his defense, and he struggles to post an assist-to-turnover ratio over 2. Like Tyrese Maxiell, Curry fits better at the 2 for fantasy purposes, as you would still need to look for a traditional point guard to carry your team in assists. Let's move on to number 4. We have Trey Young. This could be a very productive year for Young. He is the undisputed number 1 option on this team and should slide into the top 10 in usage this season. Will he top 30 points per game? Possibly. He will certainly challenge for the league lead in assists as well. Now, I'm not counting on the Hawks to make a push for a playoff spot, but Trey will be a fun player to own in fantasy. Moving on to number 3, we have Tyrese Haliburton. Is Haliburton the best pure point guard in the league? Yes. Yes, he is. I took a bit of heat for that statement last season, but I feel very confident backing it up this time around. With another all-star in Pascal Siakam, that should give Haliburton the ability to orchestrate the Pacers' offense, which is set up to be one of the best in the league once again. Expect 20-point, 10-assist games whenever he's on the floor. To number 2, we have Shai GilgeousAlexander. SGA is a matchup nightmare. He's too big for a traditional guard, and he's far too shifty for the traditional big. This allows him to get to his spots at will. He sets career highs in both steals and assists last season while putting up 30 points per game on 54% shooting. The scary thing is I'm not sure that if he's at his peak yet. Shai will be the second point guard off the board, likely before the first 5 players have been chosen in your draft. And finally, at number 1, we have Luka Doncic. Free throws and turnovers. Be prepared to punt those if you're lucky enough to draft Luka. Now, I would encourage you to punt turnovers regardless of format, and Luka is a prime example of that, as he could lead the league in turnovers and triple doubles at the same time. Chip in 4 threes a game, and it's simply uncanny what this man can do on the court. Luka is going to have issues claiming the top spot in fantasy, but he should be a lock for a top 5 finish this year. And that's going to do it here for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. I'm going to sign off for now, but I will catch you guys on the next episode.